All right, good afternoon, traders. Today is March 14th, 2025. My name is John Kerrigan. I moderate the BYOB Trading Room. Hey, let's go take a look at some charts today. Got some bullish activity out of the SPY today, okay? On the 10-minute chart. Gap and go. All right, nice 10-minute uptrend. If you played the game plan, you can see here's price. Okay, up over the green entry right here. All we needed was a green candle to jump in on. We could have jumped in on that one. You probably want to look for a little follow through. See some tail action down here. There's a nice one to jump in on right there. Okay, coming up through the downtrend line, coming up through that prior day's high anchored VWAP up here. Okay. So there's price action. The money was all on the game plan in the morning, and the rest of the day you could have taken the rest of the day off. Getting a little breakout here in the late hours here, possibly up to 565. Okay, here we go. Looking good so far. All right, so we got 10-minute uptrend going into the close. 2 hour. Visit the 2 hour. 2 hour uptrend going into the close. Daily chart. Okay. Higher low. Higher high. Closing inside the bearish trap. Under the falling 17. Okay. Underneath the falling all-time high anchored VWAP. Back here at the midpoint is just neutral. Moving up, giving it up, just neutral. Let's take a look at QQQ. Higher low, higher high, closing in the trap under the 17, under the all-time high anchored VWAP up here in quadrant 2. Up here in quadrant 2. No longer in the lower third, so just neutral on QQQ. FNGA. FNGA, higher low, higher high, closing inside the bearish trap under the falling 17, under the all-time high anchored VWAP, under the uptrend line, okay, down here in quadrant 2, not in the lower third, so just neutral. Let's take a look at IWM. One more time. IWM, everybody got the same candle. Higher low, higher high, closing in the bearish trap under the falling 17, under the all-time high anchored VWAP, under the uptrend line, okay, under the falling 17, under the midpoint. Down here we're bearish, down here in quadrant 1. Let's take a look at Diamond Dow. Diamond Dow, higher low, higher high, closing in the bearish trap under the falling 17, under the all-time high anchored VWAP, under the uptrend line, under the midpoint, just neutral right here. Moving up, giving it up, that's just neutral. Let's take a look at our technicals. T2122, we managed to put in a higher low. Okay, we find ourselves back into the seller's chop zone, making a higher low. Producing a higher high, making more higher lows, and headed off towards the midpoint up here between the seller's chop zone and the buyer's chop zone. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, breaking the downtrend. We'll see if they can hold this area. That'll be interesting. Possibility they can. We'll see what happens. T2122, T2123. On the 15-minute chart, just selling. I'm going to tell you, all selling from the beginning almost to the end of the day. Looks like on the last 15-minute candle, they're going to give you a green one. Not closing over today's open and not closing over yesterday's close. So nothing really bullish happening yet. No higher highs. No bearish gaps getting filled. Just neutral here. Okay, there's a tiny bearish gap right here. See where we opened up, and obviously we filled that right there. Okay, it wasn't really a tall order. I mean, it was a piece of cake. I mean, it was like right there. It's the extent of just reaching your hand out across the line and dropping the football into the end zone. Okay, so that's T2123. Nothing miraculous happening right here. T2123 3 bar. Okay, see 3 flat candles right through here. 3 more red candle bars underneath 2 of the prior all-time highs, underneath the falling 17, same as on the 15-minute chart, still caught underneath the falling 200 SMA here on the 3-bar chart, still caught underneath, way down here underneath fading 200 SMA, underneath 2 prior all-time highs, underneath that 17 EMA right there. Again, 3 more red candle bars. FNGA. Price action. Looks like FNGA carried the ball today. Okay. Gap up. Never got that bullish gap filled. Price action went over to the right. All right. All the way to the falling 200 SMA. And it looks like we're going to get some penetration on this falling 200 SMA. Still no higher highs yet. Maybe they ink it out in the last 2 minutes. We'll see. We're not seeing any higher highs. This would be a high to beat. All right. We're not seeing any highs being beat yet. So we'll see what happens. But nice thing, got a bullish gap that's still open. FNGA. All right. Let's head back to energy. So let's take a look at XLE. Energy, nice candle on energy, higher low, higher high, closing over a bullish cross, okay, over the falling 17, under downtrend line 1, under downtrend line 2, over the midpoint and under the 12-month high anchored VWAP. Just neutral right here, okay, moving down and then giving it up, just neutral, no longer bearish, okay, so moves up, gives it up, that's neutral. Moves down, gives it up. It's the same thing. It's just neutral. Okay, so there's XLE. Let's take a look at USO. All right, USO. It's kind of a tricky one here. A lot going on this chart. Higher low, higher high, closing over a bearish trap, under the falling 17, under the 3-year high anchored VWAP, that's the pink line, okay, under the uptrend line, under the buy box, under the midpoint, down here in the lower third, that's still bearish. You go up, you give it up, and more, that's bearish. USO. Let's take a look at UNG, high flyer here, okay, higher. Equal low, lower high, closing under a bearish trap, under the falling 17, okay, and up here in quadrant 4, all right, so that's still bullish up there in the upper third, over the 12-year high anchored VWAP right here, actually 12-month high anchored VWAP. Okay, up here in quadrant 4, that's bullish. All right. Let's take a look at GLD. All right, GLD, new all-time high today. All right, nothing more needs to be said about that. It's a new all-time high. All right, so let's take a look at SLV. SLV, higher low, higher high, closing over a bullish trap, over the rising 17, over the 12-year high anchored VWAP. Up here in quadrant 4, that's bullish. I'm expecting SLV to re-challenge the prior high. Okay, let's take a look at SMH. SMH turning it around, higher low, higher high, closing over a bullish cross, under the falling 17, under the all-time high anchored VWAP, under the midpoint, just neutral here. They move down, they give it up, that's just neutral. Let's take a look at XLK. XLK, price action, higher low, higher high, closing over a bearish trap, under the falling 17, under the all-time high, anchored VWAP, under the midpoint, under the uptrend line, all right, moving down and giving it up, back here to neutral, XLK. Let's take a look at XLF. XLF, higher low, higher high, closing in a bearish trap under the falling 17, under the all-time high anchored VWAP. Not in the upper third, just neutral. XLF, IYT. IYT got a higher low, higher high, closing in the bearish trap under the falling 17, under the all-time high anchored VWAP, under the midpoint, under the uptrend line. Down here in the lower third, you go up and you give it up and more. That's bearish. They're bearish down here in the lower third. There's transports. All right, so that's it for the markets for today. Hope you all had a good day. I look forward to seeing you guys all back here on Monday. All right. Again, the trade to be had was the bullish run up in the SPY. Let's see where the SPY is going to close. Still at 562.79. Go figure. How high did they get? They get up to 564. Almost 563.80. Right there. Okay, still didn't make the higher high. All right. Not quite. No cigar there. But they are bull flagging. That's good news. All right, Jim, thank you. Hope you had a good day. Hope you made some money. J.A., hope you made some money. Thank you. Peter, great week. Great week for me too, Peter. Thank you. Awesome. Greg, thank you. Mel, long a few calls. I hear you. Mel, in the profits now. Love it. Jim S., really enjoyed the first week with you. Glad I pulled the trigger on the trial. Hey, that's music to my ears. Thank you, Jim. I love the kind comments. I hope to continue to give you value content. All right? Thank you. Enjoyed the week, everyone. Thanks, Peter. Mel, tough week? Yes, it was. There's a lot of up and down with all of that accumulation going on. Monica, thank you, John. Made some profit today. Love it. I love it when you guys make profit. I love it. Yes. Mitchell, yes, tough week. I saw you had some good days, though. I'm so happy you're seeing the value in some of the content that I share. Awesome. Thank you for being here. We'll see you next week. All right. Again, everybody, all right, in case you don't know it, if you're not making money, I do free 15-minute coaching, okay, that I would love to help you out. The last thing I want to hear you say is, I went in John's room and all I did was lose money. Okay? Let me just say, follow the game plan and then sit on your hands. Really, that's really where it's at. You know, grab your profits and then take the rest of the day off. All you need is 1%. You want to learn how to do all the other fancy stuff and stick inside the chop and stuff like that, you know, that's fine. Go to a paper account. Worst thing I want to see happen, you would love to use those 15. Hey, let's set it up, Monica. Let me put my my moniker in here. I'm on Skype. Let me show you me on Skype. I'm gonna put me up here right now. This is me on Skype. Okay. When you come in, please tell me who you are. All right, because I get all these girls that just want to send me pictures. They're barely dressed and they won't leave me alone. All right. I have to tell them like to buzz off. All right. So let me know who you are. All right. When you come in, this is me. You'll see my picture. Just Google my name or search for my name, John Kerrigan. And I've got profile. I'm going to snatch this now. Let's get this set up. All you got to do is find me on Skype and we record it. All right. We'll record it. That way you don't have to take notes. Easy peasy. All right. And you can ask me all your questions. And let me just say, they usually last for more than 15 minutes. All right. And that's okay. All right. I don't charge you. All right. I just want to help you. All right, so let me save this. I'm going to put it down there in the chat. Okay, so you guys can use it if you want to contact me. If you do contact me, please tell me. I'm Monica from the BYOB Trading Room. I'd like to set up a free coaching session. All right, that's what you got to do. There it is, saved on Skype. Take that off. Take that off. Go back to the room. Let me drop this in there. And quick access, Skype, right there. So that's me on Skype. All right, so you can find me. Just tell me who you are. Peter, thanks. John's ready for a party. Yes, I am. Thank you. All right, you don't have Skype? It's pretty easy to set up. All you need is like a Microsoft Live account. They're free. All you got to do is just give them a good email address, and you can get a free Live account from Microsoft. All right, and the software is pretty simple. I don't even download the software. I just use it right on my browser. All right. Now you don't need, Monica. You don't need a camera. All you need is speakers and a microphone, okay? So we can talk back and forth. It'd be just like we're on the phone, all right? And you know, you can use your phone if you want, but it's better if you're on a desktop, all right? That way, if I want to show you a chart, you're not looking at a little thumbnail on your phone, okay? So if you got a little microphone, you can add. Hey, Scott. Thanks, Scott. Have a great weekend, Scott. Thank you. All right, so you don't need a camera. All right, you don't need to share anything with your account number on it. Okay, I don't need to see any statements. Okay, we just talk about what's going good and what's going wrong. All right, that's it. Okay, don't need it. No, don't need any statements. You don't need the camera. All right, it's going to be really easy. We'll set it up for next week and we'll make it happen. Thanks, Rick. Thank you. Enjoyed it. Thanks, Aman. Thank you. All right, everybody. Have a beautiful weekend. I'm very happy for all of you. I'm glad you see the content or the value in the content that I share. This is awesome. I look forward to trading with you all next week. Okay? Until then, everybody, stay safe and have a great weekend.